Hi, today I'm going to teach you how to make homemade butter. This is the cream from the milk which I've collected over a period of 1 week. So, how you collect the cream is that after boiling the milk, and if you let it cool a little, you will find that there is a layer of cream which gets formed on top. So, what I do is I collect that cream and store it in a container and I put it in the fridge. I make butter during the weekend. So I have the whole week's cream which I use to make butter for that week. So some people, what they do is they also take the cream from the top of the curd. So when you let the curd set, there is a cream layer of cream which is formed on top of the curd. So I've also taken some of that when I set the curd and I've added it to this. This quantity might look slightly more, but the thing is that you have when you remove the cream or the malai, some milk and curd also comes into it. So that is why the quantity is so much. Now let's start making the butter from this cream. So what you do is you take the mixie or the mixer grinder. What I do is I use the wet jar, which is the jar which does not have the sharp blade. So the sharp blade is generally used for the dry grinding, but I use the wet jar where the blade is not very sharp. One important thing is that in olden days when they used to make butter, they used something like this, and they used this churning action to get the butter out of the buttermilk. So the equivalent action here is the whipping option which is present in the mixie. So generally you have 1, 2 and 3 mode in the mixie. So what happens is that if you put it in the anti-clockwise direction, then it's nothing but a whipping mode. So just remember that you always need to use the whipping mode to make butter. Now I add this cream mixture in the mixie. It'll hardly take any time. It'll take only around 1 to 1.5 minutes to make butter in the mixie. So it's been added. So you keep looking at the mixture as to how it becomes. You don't see much of a change. So you keep whipping. Slowly, you can see that the mixture is actually starting to leave small particles on top. You will actually see globules of butter which forms on top when you can stop. I don't think there is anything called overbeating it because the butter will still remain like that. It's beginning to thicken. almost done. If you can see the layer of butter which is formed on top. So let me transfer this to a container. You'll be able to see now that the butter and the buttermilk are actually separated. So what you do is, with a spoon, you can collect all the butter to the side of the to one side of the vessel, so that it is easy for you to transfer to some other container. If you see, there's a lot of yummy butter which has got collected. I used to buy butter before to make ghee, but I buy a 3.5% fat milk. So the amount of butter you'll get also depends on the percentage of fat in your milk. Some butter which is stuck to the mixie. So what you do is, you take this butter out and transfer it to another container. One more process, I mean, generally people use it as is, but one more process which you can do is that you can pour a little water on top of this, and see, since this is buttermilk, right, the remaining portion of it is buttermilk. So in order to wash away any smell or flavor of buttermilk from the butter, what you can do is you can wash it with water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour water and just wash the butter once. You can rinse it multiple times in case you want it completely free from the smell of buttermilk, but it's very mild. I mean, it is only for people who are very specific. So I just wash it once. So I already have another container where I've stored the previous week's butter. So I just pick this, strain this a little, and add it to that. So this is how you make homemade butter. You can store it in the freezer. It will last for more than a month. And I make ghee once a month out of the butter which I collect for 4 weeks. I hope you liked the video. Thank you.